What exactly are we talking about?
Politics.
Sports.
Education.
We'll tell you anything you want to hear.
We talk, you listen.
Bigg's Golf Talk.
Well, here you all are, waiting to hear my broadcast. How very nice of you.
Bigg's Golf Talk.
America is talking.
Talking and yakety yak.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's all about talk.
A place for information, advice, golf news, golf reviews, and of course, golf humor.
Do you know who this is?
Bigg's Golf Talk.
Comes highly recommended. You're going to feel better if you talk to him.
That's the fact, Jack.
Now we'll talk.
Bigg's Golf Talk is presented by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by visiting usgolfchallenge.com and find a local qualifier near you. Bigg's Golf Talk is also sponsored in part by ShotScope, Data is Power, Skin Sunscreen, Encore Golf, Photo Ball Marker, McNally 22, UFO Tour Golf, Ready Putt, and Spider Divot Tool. Visit Bigg's Golf Talk on the social media networks, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Golf Ball. You can subscribe to Bigg's Golf Talk in YouTube and iTunes. We're available in the Google Play Music Store, on iHeartRadio, and on Spotify. And don't forget about your Alexa devices as well. Our website is www.biggsgolftalk.com, BIGGS golftalk.com. Make sure you head over there, enter the contest every single day. We have 4 great giveaways on there that you can enter for free every day. So head on over there and enter today. I'm Bigg Jon Vic, and on the line with us, the one and only, the golf diva, Amanda Robertson, and Bill, the golf father, Cuebas. Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning, all.
I hope everybody's had a great week. Amanda, how was your week?
Yeah, good. Things are going well. Just loving life and enjoying this better weather.
Billy,
It's been pretty brutal.
Yeah, I tell you, you want to talk about brutal? Come to Wisconsin or go to Chicago. That's brutal.
Yeah, no thanks.
No, that's not going to happen. No.
Billy, how's your week, my friend?
It's been good. It's been a long week, but we got a lot of stuff done. A lot of stuff is still coming in. A lot of stuff is going out. We're moving along, one forward.
Absolutely.
That's a very diplomatic answer. That was it. You should run for Senate with that.
Oh, very good.
That was just like right down the
You say
center
a
of
whole
the line,
bunch
right?
of words that don't really mean anything.
Yeah, vote for Billy. Vote for Billy.
Woo.
Vote for the winner. That's it. That's the way it is. So yeah.
If you vote for Billy, everyone will get a golf club in their home.
Yes. Imagine that. Even if you don't want to use it, everybody sign up, get one. That'll be perfect.
Some big news.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Some big
What's the
news,
big
guys. 9,000 hours last month that people watched Bigg's Golf Talk on YouTube. 9,000 hours either watched or listened to our podcast shows that's listed on there.
So cool.
As we post them up every single day, every single weekend after our show airs on Saturdays on Lake County Sports Network. So, but man, oh man, I'm telling you, I'm patting both of you on the back, but boy, oh boy, whew, it has been a long time since we've seen these kind of numbers come in. I mean, 10 million on iHeartRadio, I love that part of it, but just to see our YouTube channel, we just released it in January, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And Billy, we got to be some proud papas about that, huh?
Oh, yeah. Very proud. And it's going to continue to grow. Because
Absolutely.
Amanda's going to be contributing it on there, too. We got more segments. I just did a segment.
I already paid for that pole to be installed in her house and everything else. It's going to be a great videos.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
With that, I thought that was for you, Big.
That's an awfully big hydrant pole there. That ain't going to work. So, yeah. We need Biggs. We don't want him to get hurt on that pole.
Yeah.
So, no.
So that's all I need to do is turn upside down and just land right in the back of my head.
I don't even know if
man,
you turn upside down.
Visuals.
Oh, my head. It hurts. My retinas just got hurt.
Just thinking about it, just visualizing hurts that. You don't have to hit it. Oh. Yeah.
My back hurts so badly now. Oh, my brain.
But no,
we know
I mean, as a matter of fact, your office is being reconstructed there, Billy, and then Amanda is going to be planning on doing some video stuff, and I'm looking forward to doing some video stuff. So I think it's going to be a fun time. And
well, not big. I visited one of our guests that we have on the show today. I visited the shop, and I did a video interview over there, and went through the shop, and we're going to be posting that soon.
So there you go. There you go.
Yeah, I thought it would make great sense. She has a lot of good stuff in that store, so I wanted to make sure that I did something that we can post up and share with our listeners, as well as listening, to her segment.
Absolutely. Some big other news with Bigg's Golf Talk. Bigg's Golf Talk will invade Bay Hill in May.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We are going to be at the King's Cup and doing a live show there. You never know. It might be 2 live shows. You just never know. You'll just have to visit the website and follow and listen for all the news and stuff like that. But we will be in Bay Hill for the King's Cup with the U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka in May. They have asked us to come out there and do a live show. And, Billy, I'm excited about that as well.
Oh, yeah. How can you not be excited, man? It's going to be awesome. We're going to be live, and we're going to be talking to a whole bunch of people from Ireland.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's going to be perfect. And then we're going to be cheering on the USA, of course. I mean, we're not supposed to be biased, but, come on, man. We secretly we're going to be hoping that the USA wins every match. And then rumor has it we might be golfing a little bit over there. But, hey, we're going to be experiencing what everybody's experiencing this week. So, come on. Let's get ready to roll. I'm ready. I wish it was May now.
Yeah, absolutely. So do I. Also, our fall schedule is coming in, and September 2nd, we will be doing a live broadcast from the 4th Annual Folds of Honor Colorado Patriots Tournament, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time, at the Broadmoor Hotel and Resorts in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And, Billy, another great event for the Folds of Honor, and I'll tell you what, man, I think we're going to do it. We're going to be able to visit every single chapter that there is with the Folds of Honor.
Yes. We have a lot coming, a lot going. It's amazing. I'm just happy that we're getting to grow along with them. We're getting invited to all the new chapters, and I'm hoping that, our counterpart gets to join us, too, because she can raise some money while we're there, too. So I think it'll be nice. We'll have some live shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice plug there, Bill.
Yeah. Well, it's the truth. I want to see some back swinging out there, and I want her to go make some money for the Folds of Honor and our charity that we go for. I think it's a win-win for everybody. So I'm hoping to see her more out there with us. You know what I mean? Plus, hey, we can get her on the show before she goes to work and make some money.
And speaking of backswing golf events, that brings me to our next event that we will be at September 23rd. Again, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. live show from the Tanawan Country Club, Albuquerque, New Mexico. And Amanda, I know you've been in touch, or you're getting in touch with Shayna Quick, the Quicks out there. Hopefully to see backswing golf events in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yes, I have been, and we are in the works of implementing backswing golf events into it. So I'm excited and ready to raise some money for them. Should be a great event.
Absolutely.
Does that mean you're going to be on our live show there?
Yes, I believe so. I believe so. So I kind of like keeping our audience in suspense about when I'm going to pop up.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's good. New Mexico, it's a lonely town for us, but we're going to be going over there and making it explode.
I know.
And we're going to make lots of money. And we're going to, Biggs, what we're going to be live for? How long?
2 hours on each show.
2 hours.
Wow.
That's perfect. That's awesome. I hope we got our good game voices on, because I'm going to rest my voice that whole entire time. It'd be nice, because two hours show. That's going to be good. It's going to be good. And then the manager going to make money, and I'm going to go over there, and I might challenge her to, closest to the pin.
But she has to tee off from the tips.
Oh, geez, fellas.
Yeah. We might have a Diva versus,
Oh, that's right. We need one of those rematches, don't we?
We all know what happened last time, guys.
I know.
Come on.
I don't know.
That's right. I know who won that one. It was her name is the Golf Diva Amanda Robertson, winning that one at Top Golf.
I can't hear you. I got bad connection.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, here we go, Amanda, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Sure, you take her side. It's okay. I have no feelings. But nobody knows what could happen out there. You know what I mean? We could do it. I mean, hey, let's make some money. That's what it's about, making these charities money.
And you never know if Bigg's Golf Talk goes Facebook live video, YouTube Live.
Yes.
You just never know.
Yes. We could get some more. Oh, yeah. And then we'll have about 20 million views and lots of hours on YouTube.
Yes.
I love it.
See that? Oh, yeah. That's the way to grow. Good thinking. Let's get this ready.
As a matter of fact, look for a special contest on YouTube. So if you follow YouTube, you will know about this contest soon.
Yep.
All right? And we'll announce it on YouTube. But if you're not a part of YouTube, you better go subscribe because that's the only way you're going to find out about the contest itself, strictly on YouTube. So the only way you're going to find out about it is by watching a live video by one of us doing a live video announcing this contest. So,
Biggs, why can't it be at least two of us?
I said at least one of us. That means it could be all three of us.
That would be, that'd be better.
Yeah.
All right, cool. The Tres Amigos.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, we're gonna get on with the show today. On the show, man, we have a great show for you today. On par with Amanda with her segment, and you want to tune in and listen for the comments from last week. And oh boy, with some good comments too on social media, right, Amanda?
Yep, people have been writing in, and that's what we like to see. We want engagement, interaction. That's what it's about.
Golf Life TV will be joining us, a round table discussion with the three of us, the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson, the Golf Father, Bill Cuebas, and me, Bigg Jon Vic, talking about what is happening in the pro circuit, the players versus the rules committee, and we're going to talk about that here on Bigg's Golf Talk. Also, T-Squared Putters is going to be joining us, and Vikki Valentine, the Triple V, Billy, and as a matter of fact, I just got a note that we should be actually dedicating that segment to Vicki's dad. Is that right, Bill?
Yeah, unfortunately, her dad had passed on Friday. So, yeah, it's been a rough time for them. But, he wants to make sure that, I originally just a segment. I figure it's a good thing we do the show for her dad.
There you go. Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really good, to do it for him, because, it's always sad. And then you lose a parent. So we have to dedicate the show to her dad.
And she's a fellow media member. She's just, launched her podcast and all that, but she's worked for the Golf Channel, worked in golf media for many, many years. And so let's definitely keep our thoughts and prayers with Vikki as well. Triple V, we call her. So,
yes.
Bigg's Product of the Week to wrap up the show here on Bigg's Golf Talk and Bigg's Product of the Week. You're going to want to stay tuned for this because Bill is doing it a little differently this week. So you want to make sure you stay tuned for that and what Bill has for the Bigg's Product of the Week, all here on Bigg's Golf Talk. More Bigg's Golf Talk coming up next is On Par with Amanda. We'll be right back.
Hey, everyone. Bigg's Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. Download the app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for Bigg's Golf Talk. Be sure to save us as a favorite so that you'll know when we're on. Join the millions of iHeartRadio listeners and listen to Bigg's Golf Talk. Golf Talk for golfers.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap, already providing over 10,000 scholarships. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best two-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC Kings Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch, it's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics. Get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
It's time for commentary, opinion, and controversy. On par with Amanda. And here's the golf diva, Amanda Robertson.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome to another edition of On Par with Amanda. Now, last week we touched on the Olsen-Jutanugarn conundrum that has turned into something much bigger than it ever should have from the beginning. Now, for those of you listeners that didn't tune in last week, let me fill you in with the cliff notes about the situation. On the tour, there is a term called backstopping, and this is when you have a golf ball that you are using to protect your own errant shot. So if I have someone purposely not mark the ball so that way I can hit their ball and knock myself closer to the hole or in a better position, that would be backstopping. Now, this is breaching the rule. You cannot do this. But in the situation with Amy Olsen, she was chipping from the side of the green. Now, Aria Jutanugarn came up to mark her ball before Amy actually chipped it. And Amy called her off and said, "Nope, it's good. Don't mark." Which would have been okay, except when Amy hit her golf ball, she then hit Jutanugarn's ball on accident. It still, at this point, would have been okay, except that the girls walked towards one another and they fist bumped and smiled, like they were celebrating something. The issue with this is that you can't backstop. You can't do this. Now, I personally gave my opinion last week and said there was no ill intent. We, as tour players, if we were that dead accurate to use someone else's golf ball as a backstop, we would just aim for the cup and knock it in. And I talked a lot about this last week, and I said, I know Amy, and I've spent time with Jutanugarn and watched her interact, and I don't see the ill intent behind any of this, and I think that it was absolutely ridiculous and should have never been an issue from the get-go. End of story. So I want to touch on a few comments I got back, and thank you for those listeners that are writing in. You can jump on to Facebook or my Instagram, DM me, and I will try to get your responses back up. So Lisa wrote in and said, "I love having the female perspective on the show." Well, first off, thank you. I am happy to be a part of Bigg's Golf Talk. And in regards to backstopping, there was no malicious or ulterior motives. I agree. Lisa, I definitely think that is something that should have just been a one and done thing. The victory at the end was more of a celebratory, "Oh, thank goodness. Thanks, girl, for letting me use your golf ball," but kind of in a joking manner. I don't think it was serious. John also wrote in, and he said it was not intentional, and the whole thing was overblown. I couldn't say it better, John. I think it definitely was overblown, and sometimes we just like to beat things to death, and I don't think that was something that needed to be discussed over and over and made, it made Amy and Aria look like they were doing something that shouldn't have been done on tour, and that's not what we believe that they are about. Now, Scott said if she were that good, she would just aim for the flag stick or the cup. Well, I agree, and that's what I said last week. I mean, come on, guys. Tour players, we all hit bad shots. We all hit great shots. But the fact of the matter is we don't sit there and chip every single one in the hole. If I aim at a golf ball, I could say you could try to give me 10 golf balls. And if I was aiming at someone else's golf ball to try to hit, I don't know that I would do it very often out of those 10. Maybe 2, maybe. So it's just one of those things, guys, that it needed to be a one and done thing, and we move forward and hopefully not bash their reputation anymore, because they are great girls and they're out there working their butts off. So moving on to the topic of the week. Now, I know that we had said that this show was going to touch on controversial topics and me giving my opinion. And with that said, this week is a little less controversial and more of a story that I really want to make sure gets heard. It's a very unique one, and it's something that, because it's from the European tour and the guy involved is from South Africa, a lot of Americans won't hear this story. And so I think it's great that we touch on it, and I want to talk about it. So there is a South African by the name of Christian. Now, I'm going to butcher his last name, but it's Bezuidenhout or Bezuidenhout. I don't know which way you pronounce it, but he just released a story about his journey as a golfer, and I believe he's 24 years old. He's a young guy trying to make it on the tour. He's played European tour stuff and a lot of amateur events and whatnot. So he came out with a story that talked about when he was 2 years old, he thought that there was a Coke bottle, and he thought he was taking a drink of Coke. He was out playing with some friends, and he was only 2, and he grabbed the Coke bottle and he drank out of it. Well, in fact, there was rat poison inside the bottle. Now, I don't know any of the details as far as how it got put in there, why it was in there. It's a very odd thing, but what happened is they took him to the hospital, they pumped his stomach, and they wanted to make sure that he was going to live, which I guess he came very close to death. But in the journey of recovery, some damage was done to his nervous system, and there was a lot of lingering issues that he was going through. So, I believe he has a stutter now, and he also has severe anxiety, not only from the stutter, but from some of the other complications that have come from this incident when he was 2. Now, as we know, golfers and anxiety do not mix. It's something that we all struggle with in some form. So if you're already have a predisposition to have anxiety, it's a very hard thing to overcome. And when I was reading the story, it just really caught my attention, because I think a lot of people think they have it hard, or think that, bad things happen only to them. And, in situations, people are living with situations every day. And so we need to remember that. And I think I'm very impressed, and I love a really good underdog story. And this is where the story gets good, in my opinion. So I guess in 2014, he failed a drug test because some of the meds that he was taking were, in fact, they came back positive on the drug test and were illegal. And he was getting ready for the British Amateur, and he was suspended. And so he was banned for drugs, and not only was he banned and suspended and all of that, everyone started to label him as, oh, that's the guy with the drug issue. He was suspended because of drugs. And he had a drug incident. Well, I guess this really hit home with his self-esteem. And he said even close people in his life kind of turned and said, oh, he's got a drug problem. But he made his case that these meds were strictly for the complications from the accident when he was 2 years old, and that he needed these meds to continue to function and feel good about himself. So with that, a couple things I want to take away by this story. Like I said, I know it's not necessarily controversial, but I have a strong opinion on this, because I think a lot of times we're so quick to judge. We're so quick to judge a book by its cover. Here you see this young guy, something comes back positive on the drug test. And no, I think rules are rules, but everyone started to throw a label on him without knowing his background or his story or why. He's not a drug addict. He doesn't have a drug issue. And he was taking meds for a very serious thing that happened to him when he was very young. The cool thing I like about this Christian guy is that he really has overcome a lot. Like I said, anxiety is something that is not an easy thing to even remotely put next to golf. As a tour player and as just an avid golfer, I can't even imagine to have to override other anxiety from just the normal day-to-day going through golf routines and that kind of stuff. So, I really, really am fighting for this Christian guy. I want him to play well, and I want him to have a good season. So his suspension was lifted, and now he's back playing, and he had a pretty decent season coming back from the suspension. And he's just grinding away over on the European Tour and trying to really make it. So my heart is pulling for this guy. The other thing is, I really think that he is someone that is going to make it because he's turning something negative or awful into a positive. And instead of playing the woe is me card, he's saying, look, guys, I'm out here fighting. I want to play the sport. It's going to be a little more challenging than the average person trying to play, but I love it. I think it's great, and I can't even imagine trying to overcome something so terrible. And he was only 2, so that's got to leave a lasting effect, I'm sure, on his life. With that said, I just think it's one of those terrible stories that turn out feeling good. I want you as listeners to also know that I'm always pulling and rooting for the people that work hard and that are doing well in life and want the best for other people. And I think this Christian guy really, really says exactly that. He is fighting through, and he's not playing the woe is me card, which a lot of people do in today's society. I love it. And I wish you all the best, Christian. And I'm sorry if I butchered your name. We will, hopefully one day we will get to hear how that's pronounced as you're playing on the full-time tour. So, everyone, I would love to have you write in and tell me what you think about Christian and if you've heard about this story and if you have any more details on this story. I know I'm lacking a few as far as the incident when he was 2 and things like that. So if you have any more details or you just want to give me your thoughts on Christian and if you're struggling with anything that's affecting your golf game, we can throw that in as well. Please be sure to write in to biggsgolftalk.com. And you can put in the subject line on par with Amanda. You can reach out to me on my Instagram, @RobertsonGolf, or you can jump on Facebook and find Bigg's Golf Talk there as well. Make sure that you are tuning in and you're subscribing, and we will be back next week with another On Par with Amanda. And until next time, keep swinging for par.
That was a great segment by Amanda Robertson. Keep swinging for par, people. Keep swinging for par. On Par with Amanda. Sponsored by Backswing Golf Events. Listen, folks, if you're looking for classy ladies to come and raise money for your event or your charity, as a matter of fact, BackswingGolfEvents.com is the only place you need to go to and book these lovely ladies for your event to raise money and entertain the golfers in your event. Backswing Golf Events is the place for your event today.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out BackswingGolfEvents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
Skin Sunscreen is a premium preventative oxybenzone-free lotion formula that protects you from the sun and skin cancer. Skin Sunscreen was formulated specifically for golfers but can be used by anyone that is in the sun. Their SPF 30+ sunscreen contains titanium dioxide, zinc oxide, is very water resistant, and delivers UVA, UVB protection. If you have been looking for a sunscreen that is oil-free, Skin sunscreen is for you. Use it as a part of your daily hygiene and be protected. Skin Sunscreen shares a personal commitment to preventing skin cancer of every type, uniting their resources in a quest to spare others the pain, cost, and loss associated with this insidious health threat of skin cancer. Skin Sunscreen proudly promotes skin as the optimal wellness preventative in your daily hygiene routine. Skin Sunscreen is a proud supporting partner of the Folds of Honor and the official sunscreen of BiGGs Golf Talk. To purchase online or find a retailer near you, their website is www.skinsunscreen.com.
This is the Golf Live Report. I'm Travis Harper. Golf Live headed up to Seattle, Washington to talk with Casey McMullen about the new golf training aid called Swing Whistle.
Hey, we've come to Seattle, Washington at Putts Golf and met up with Casey McMullen to show us a training aid that you invented. You're a teaching professional. Tell us what you did.
Well, I came up with a little training aid that helps you identify speed.
That's awesome.
By sound, and sound's always fascinated me, the sound of the golf swing. If you force the club, you're going to hear a lot of noise in the downswing.
Okay.
And if I swing nice and easy, it makes a little bit less noise, and it makes noise in a certain spot, right?
Let's see. Show us how it works.
So basically, it just attaches to the club just
right
like that.
There.
And the beauty
doesn't matter, just
like that.
Right there.
And it's your own club. It's not a separate training aid or anything. It just works with your own gear. When I take a swing, I want to hear my acceleration
right
down at the bottom, right?
What's bad?
So casting is known around the world as bad, right? Casting is
over here.
And so,
which is where the ball usually goes this way.
Absolutely.
Casey's going to hit a ball for us here and show us how he uses it with impact. So, I mean, that whistle was right at impact.
Yep.
And that's what you're looking for?
Proof's in the pudding.
It does look pretty good. So, Casey, how do people find out more about Swing Whistle?
Swingwhistle.com.
Hey, it's affordable and it's something that might help you. Casey McMullen, thank you so much for your time. Get yourself a Swing Whistle and start hearing the sound of a great golf swing. Head to swingwhistle.com.
Would you like hundreds of golf video lessons from top golf teachers? With the Golf Life channel app, you can watch on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or any Apple or Android phones or tablets. Watch anywhere you play golf. See videos about new golf gear, tours, or great golf courses, and advice from tour players. Get a ton of golf video in the Golf Life channel app now for your TV or mobile device. Search Golf Life channel in iTunes or Google Play Store, on Amazon Prime, Roku, or visit club.golflife.com to download your Golf Life channel app today. I'm Travis Harper, and that is this week's Golf Life Report.
Hey, this is Boxer Shorts, and I've got some big news. BiGGs Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. You can download their app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for BiGGs Golf Talk. And make sure while you're there that you favorite us so that you'll know when we're on. Join all the other millions of listeners on iHeartRadio and listen to BiGGs Golf Talk. We're the best. Right.
The Spider Divot Tool's revolutionary new design is better for greens and makes ball mark repairs easy. No sharp ends or dirt in your pocket, the Spider achieves amazing results with little or no skill. With a simple push-pull action, the Spider makes ball marks disappear quicker and better for a smoother putting surface. The Spider includes a magnetic ball marker and is made of milled aluminum to last a lifetime. It also makes a great gift for your next tournament and that special golfer who has it all. The Spider tool from Instagolf is a must-have in every golfer's bag. For more information about the Spider Divot Tools, their website is www.spiderdivottools.com and enter promo code BIGG Golf Talk to get 10% off your purchase. www.spiderdivottools.com. The Spider Divot Tools is the official divot tool of BiGGs Golf Talk. A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The Caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore.
Golf is a dirty game. It's time to clean it up with Ready Pot, the only putter cover with a built-in ball cleaner and magnetic surface. Clean balls roll accurately, meaning you make more putts. Sink more, swear less. Clean up your game with Ready Pot.
It's a great Golf Life report there from Golf Life TV. Be sure to check out Golf Life on Fox Sports, your local stations for local availability, because Bigg's Golf Talk is on there for about 4 more weeks. You'll find Bigg's Golf Talk on there. Find a whole interview with Golf Life TV on our YouTube channel on their playlist with Bigg Jon Vic, Amanda, the Golf Diva Robertson, and Bill, the Golf Father Cuebas. That was a fun time in Orlando when we got interviewed by Golf Life TV, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah, super fun.
So
I enjoyed that interview.
Even though Bill couldn't even talk barely by then.
Oh, we were all kind of messed up. Guys.
It was a bad week for all of us as far as health goes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a tough one.
All right. We talk about controversy, and we heard non-controversial segment with On Par with Amanda in segment number 2. As we head into the last segment of hour number 1, I do want to get into some controversy because I want to get into the crybabies on the PGA Tour. Yeah, it's a harsh word, but I'm calling it like it is. They're crybabies. These rules were out over a year and a half. Justin Thomas has been invited by the USGA to the table to talk about these rules, and he has not even responded to the USGA to accept or deny that seat to discuss rules. But lately, guys, we have seen some bad blood between the PGA Tour and the Rules Committee. What's your guys' take on it?
Good, Amanda. Ladies first.
Well, I have to say, I can see kind of both sides. But at the end of the day, rules are rules. So this rule change came out over a year ago. Everybody knew what was happening and going on. So whether you like it or not, it's in effect. So I think your job, as just like any industry, as a professional in that industry, it's your job to adapt and figure it out and to do your research, do your homework. That's part of what you do. So the fact that they're throwing fits and they're still in that, oh my gosh, I didn't know, or shocked phase, I don't think that's really fair. I think that's part of our profession. Get out there and know what's going on.
And here's the other thing that I'm kind of disappointed at is the mocking of the rules. Okay,
yeah.
Listen, I have tons and tons of respect for Rickie Fowler. The guy sticks around and congratulates every winner at every tournament. He's got huge respect for the charities, huge respect for kids. He signs autographs. I think he made a big mistake by doing what he did on camera with simulating taking crap, if you will. Yeah, with the drop rule, and decided to reach behind him and simulate that he's taking a poop with a drop. One bad thing, I can't hold against Rickie, but certainly was not respectful of the USGA or the R&A.
Right.
So
I concur. I don't think it was right, for what they did. But also when they did call out the other guy, they did make a mistake and apologize afterwards. But it looks bad. You got too many people crying. I mean, it's to be crying. They want change. They want change. They want change. They want change. They get change. And then they're not prepared for a change. How do you not be prepared? We talked about it on our show over a year ago.
Yeah, it's been around.
Yeah, and then a couple of months ago, we talked when they were saying, okay, get ready, this is happening this time, blah, blah, blah. And everybody knew there's books out, and books don't come out overnight. There's books. As soon as they announced what was coming out, people had the books. This is what's going on. We can do this, we can do that. And these are, I don't understand it. I mean, you got to be prepared, regardless. I mean, I see.
You do.
Rickie kind of disappointed me when he did that, but he caught himself because he caught the crowd, and the crowd saw it. So that joke kind of backfired on him. because he's a lot more classy than
Yeah,
that.
he is. Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean? And you got millions of people watching. So if you're crapping, per se, on the rules, what's the regular guy? What's the kid that's learning how to do these rules? Oh, I saw Ricky poop it, so I'm going to do the same thing. We're making a joke out of it, and that's not the way to be heard. You know what I mean?
No,
so
definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying they have their door open to listen to concerns.
Yes.
I think the idea
As a matter of fact,
good.
Billy, if you remember, we had a rules person from USGA on a year ago. We're talking about these rules, and he specifically said, we want to hear from the golfers. These rules are not etched in we want to hear from the golfers what they don't like about him, what they do like about him, how can we change him, how can we tweak him. He even admitted on our show it's not perfect.
Yes, and that's my point. And they're saying that nobody's taking that opportunity until they get smacked with a penalty. Once they get hit with the penalty, then all of a sudden it's a bad penalty, it's this, it's that, and now you got to ridicule the rules. Well, you how many times have these people we've seen within the last year, they go in, there's a rule posted on the locker, they don't read it, they don't take the time to look at it, that there was a change in this, because of the conditions, and then they go break the rules, and then they cry about it. Those things are all put in place in purpose, this is money. I mean, it's a lot of money. You don't want to lose money because you don't pay attention.
If you drop down from, let's take it, Dustin Johnson winning the tournament, dropping down to third, fourth place, well, that's a significant big amount of change that you're losing from first to third or fourth.
Yes, absolutely. And Ricky dodged the bullet last time. You saw that. When he took that penalty, the 2 strokes, he's lucky he won the tournament. It could have been totally different. But I don't know. I just think that they have a lot of eyes. There's a lot of kids out there. And while there's a lot of classy things going on, we've had a lot of bad behavior this year for some reason.
Yes, we have. It's spiked. But don't you think that, so in our world today, and, it's just observant that when people, you don't have to like the rules. That's not the point here. But it's to be respectful in your profession, to show professionalism, and to show, like you said, to be a role model. And so I have no issue. I have certain rules. When I go out and play, I can't stand. I think they're dumb. And I'm the first person to say, hey, I don't like this rule. I think being able to leave the flag stick in is a joke and whatever. But I definitely don't go around, and I'm not disrespectful to, the USGA and they are coming from a perspective where they are trying to set rules that help pace of play, help make people happier on the golf course. So you're not sitting out there for 6.5 hours. I get that. But that's where, if you have an issue and you say, hey, I'd like to see a different set of rules for professional play than amateur play, well, then that's something you discuss with the board. That's not something that you turn around and make fun of in front of, like you said, a gallery of 1 million people. It's just not appropriate, and that shouldn't be allowed. But that is kind of our world today. If we disagree with something, we have to be mean-spirited about it. We can't just have a conversation and say, hey, this isn't what I don't agree with this. We can't do that.
Now, we talked about it earlier, Bill, that you and I are going to be at Bay Hill.
Yes.
And I'll ask both of you this question. Arnold Palmer, was a big man on integrity and on respecting the game and honoring and playing like a gentleman. I mean, as many old-timers are, many legends feel that way. Jack Nicklaus, Greg Norman. There's so many guys that say, back then we need to play like gentlemen, we need to respect the game. There is an integrity part of this game. Seems to me the last couple months, people are not, and the young guns on tour, Justin Thomas for one, I'm sorry, I'm calling him out by name. Justin Thomas, for one, is not playing by that integrity part that an Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Lenny Watkins would be just disappointing with what is out in social media and what has come about in the last few weeks on a PGA Tour. What is your guys' feedback on that?
We've seen a lot of it. I mean, in my segment, we've talked about Sergio. We keep seeing these people pop up with these stories about they're losing the integrity and, like you said, the spirit of the game. and it is a gentleman's sport. You know, and I've had people criticize me for calling it that, and they say, "How can you say that because you're female?" But it's not a. I don't think it's.
It's not a gender. It's more of a statement.
It's not a gender.
Right.
It's saying yes, right. So if you want to say a gentleman and a ladies sport, great. I don't care, but it is the fact that we have to treat it like it's always had integrity and it's always been that. But we're losing that. These guys and gals are just all over the place lately.
Billy, is a part of that, you're a social media Mongol. Is a part of that being social media? Is a part of that there's more at the fingertips of these young people now than there ever was before, where they can, you know, exclaim their complaints or the displeasure, if you will, about the game?
Yeah, it's that double-edged sword. I mean, you see what happened. Justin Rose said, "Oh, I wish they would do such and such and such and such," and then they came back and said, "Well, you know, we've been trying, and you don't make your meetings, you don't do this, you don't do that," and then it backfired. Now they're retracting everything they said. It was a mistake. It was this. It was that. So people are watching. People are following along these guys. They have millions of followers, and they're watching closely what they say. And they're gonna. And unfortunately, when you have somebody like Ricky that's in public all the time, whether doing all the stuff, the Folds, kids, Rory, and if you have them showing a positive way to do something, it's different. When you have something negative, you saw it was everywhere. As soon as he did it, it was on the news. It was on Facebook,
TMZ,
Instagram, memes were everywhere.
I mean, non-golf related programs it was on.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. Yep. And we as a sport, I don't think it's good publicity. People are already talking about, we're losing interest in this. But if you have the pros that everybody's looking up to week after week, heckling against our rules or making jokes or bad innuendos about it, it's not a good thing. It's delicate, especially when you have new rules. They're trying to make it better for us, not worse. You know what I mean? But I think there's a right way to do it. And unfortunately, right now, I don't think it's happening the right way.
Amanda, a lot of people on tour, both men and female side of the tour. Do we see the PGA Tour? Do we see the LPGA? We know that they have adapted some local rules already within their organizations. Do we see them? I mean, when I play in a league, those leagues and those tournaments do some, of their own rules. Do we see a PGA Tour rule book? Do we see an LPGA rule book?
Yeah, so this is where I struggle because, like I said, some of the rules I feel, and this is, strictly my opinion, and I've heard this from other people, though, that some of the rules were meant to be put in place strictly for pace of play reasoning, like not removing the pin, so that way if you're in a twosome and Bob's over in the bunker, you don't have to worry about tending your own flag. Like, I get it. But on tour, that's where some of these are, they're not really comparable. Like, you can't do that over there. Now, with that said, yes, I would love to see someone put out a tour rule book because I think that's where the struggle is. A lot of these players, we've been conditioned our whole lives a certain way to play the game, and so it is hard to adapt. But like I said earlier, I don't think that's an excuse for not adapting. If you're a professional in the sport, that's like anything. If you're a CPA and the rules change year to year, it's your job to learn the new rules. You don't tell your clients, "Oh, well, sorry guys, I didn't really know the new rules were in effect." So I just think that that's something that we have to be better at.
Well, here's one thing that I see. Because golf is obviously, that two rule books that are center stage. It's the R&A and it's the USGA. Major League Baseball, you have your own set of rules. NCAA has their own set of rules in that sport. High school has their own set of rules in that sport. US SSSA has their own set of rules in that sport. Little League has their own set of rules in that sport, right? Same with football, same with hockey. All these professional teams all have their own rule book. I think I understand what the USGA is trying to do, and I totally agree with them with the pace of play because that's the only way we're going to grow this game and get more people on the golf course. However, I do feel at the professional level, I think there has to be some kind of rule book at the professional level that is not the same as it is for amateurs.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. I I don't know. I kind of have mixed emotions. Like I said, as a player, as a normal, like go out with your buddies on the weekends,
right.
Like Big said, pace of play, I get it. I want it to be faster too. I don't want these rounds to be taken 6.5 hours and away from my family and away from, other things. But on the tour, pace of play, I mean, you, I guess, could complain that it's an issue, but it really isn't. I mean, that's what
you're working. So, you're working on the tour. You are earning a paycheck on the tour,
right?
Right. I mean, and unless there are people that are big complainers, I mean, there's more complaints. And my father always told me this: if one person calls you an ass, ignore it. But if you have 150 people calling you an ass, you better look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I guess I'm an ass. Because
right.
Here's the thing. If you have 2 people complain about the pace of play, ignore it. Say, you know what? Deal with it. Adapt your own game to it. But if you have, let's just say, 125 people on the tour and 75 people are complaining about pace of play, then that's something to look at when that complaint is legitimate. I that is just my feeling on that.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting over the next year, I would say, to see kind of where this goes and what. But, if you have an issue with it, yeah. I mean, those big names like the Justin Thomas and the, the Rorys, and all of these guys and the Rickies, go sit down with the USGA. You're the ones in control of all of this. Go sit your butts down and have conversations instead of making, a statement or saying something stupid and causing more damage to the tour.
So one of the rules that I felt could be tweaked was the drop rule. All right. I have done my part, and I will say it on the show now because I have done my part. I have emailed the USGA and put my recommendation in that the drop rule could go 2 ways. First, no lower than the knee height. So if you want to go back to the shoulder and you want to drop it from the shoulder, but no lower than the knee height. So that's my first recommendation. My second recommendation, first time you get a choice between the highest of heights to the lowest of heights, all right, on your first drop. If you have to re-drop, the second drop is from knee height. If that drop does not work, now the third drop would be placement of where the ball contacted the ground at.
That could take too long in too many situations.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're worried about. They're worried about pace of play. But guys, I mean, me trying to learn all those new rules that I've been conditioned, it's going to take me twice as long plus penalties.
Right.
Yeah. No, exactly. And that's the thing. I don't.
Well, that's why I figure my first suggestion would be more appropriate than the second suggestion. But you already have a suggestion in there that they drop twice, and then the third time you're going to place it where the ball contacted the ground.
Yeah. But it maybe shorten that instead of 2. These guys are throwing it from the top because they want to place the ball.
Right.
They don't want that ball to stay there. Nobody wants that ball to stay in that bad lie. So they want to be placed. So do it one time and let them put the ball down and move on. That's what I would think. Let them do from whatever, from shoulder height, knee height. Get the ball down. If it doesn't go, you do the second one, put the ball down, and let's move on. Because right now, with what they're doing is just it's just making it worse. It is not making it any better.
Amanda, you had mentioned earlier about the pin, leaving a pin in the cup, and I certainly agree. I mean, listen. How long does it take to take the pin out and put the pin back in? It doesn't. I don't think it affects it. So long that you're going to cause a 6-hour round.
No, and it's just part of that's where I become a little bit of a traditionalist. So I went out yesterday and I played with 3 of my buddies and they're just avid, 10 to 12 handicap, and we're just out for a fun day on the golf course. The problem that I had is they all now want to leave the pin in because they want to
test this new rule, right?
Well, now I feel obligated to not be the high-maintenance one in the group that is and they're kind of slower, so we're always, thinking about pace of play. So I'm like, guys, I need the pin out. I want the pin out so I can actually make an attempt to make my birdie putt and not feel like the only time I ever left the pin in was if somebody couldn't come tend it and I'm 50 feet away, or if I'm, you're just like, oh, that's good, pick it up.
Right. Here's my suggestion to everybody on the tour. My suggestion is this: yeah, you have a complaint, just offer a solution along with it. And that's all I have to say. I mean, Billy, I don't know what, we have talked about the rules, we have talked about the new rules, and you talked about the ones that you don't like, but the pin placement part of the rule, I think just like we talked about in the league. Well, traditionally the person furthest from the hole should be putting the ball, but now if you got one guy that wants to pin in and the next putter that doesn't want to pin in, and then you have golfer number 3 that wants to pin back in, now you're taking the pin out, put it back in, put it out, taking it back in, put it out, taking it back in.
It gets crazy.
It does get crazy. So
Yeah.
we have Amanda back with us. We lost her as she was talking.
Wait, sorry.
No, that's okay.
I don't know what happened, but yeah, I just think it's one of those things, guys, that you're going to have differences of opinions. You're not going to have everybody on the same page, and that's okay. That's
but
what
offer
life and rules
solutions.
are all about.
But offer a solution then.
Yes. Do not be that person that complains and complains and complains, but then sits back and only complains.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. All right. Coming up next here on Bigg's Golf Talk, going into hour number 2, and T-Squared Putters will be joining us next here on Bigg's Golf Talk. What a great roundtable discussion about the rules, and I certainly hope they can get it straightened out and everything else. So, all right, Bigg's Golf Talk. We'll be right back right after this.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch, it's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics. Get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best 2-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams in 4 flights, in 2 age divisions, represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on the Lake County Sports Network, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and on Spotify. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube and check us out on Alexa devices as well. Bigg Jon Vic, along with the golf diva Amanda Robertson and the golf father Bill Cuebas. And guys, I'm pretty excited about this next guest because you want to talk about introducing the youth into golf equipment. That's what we're about to get into here on Bigg's Golf Talk. But Amanda, let me ask you this. The putter is a pretty personable thing in your golf game, isn't it?
Yes, it's a very, I guess for lack of a better word, it is personal, and it's a very intimate piece of my equipment. I take pride in my putters for sure, and it's something that, like no other piece of equipment, you have to just have it feel great, and it's all about the art of the putting stroke. So yeah, pretty important.
And after all, it is your scoring weapon.
It is. You can bomb it all day, but if you're not dropping putts, you are not making cuts, fellas.
Billy, you and I have seen many putters, both customized and OEM putters over the years, and small equipment companies with putters. When we seen this company that we're about to have on the show, probably top 3 most impressive, Bill?
Yeah, absolutely. It was funny because, I think right now I got like 4 putters that I'm reviewing, and I think his putter was my favorite. I don't know if it's because I'm from New York, I'm from the city, but I love the buffalo on it. I love the design. It's really cool. It's unique in its own sense.
I just love it. It was really cool. And then when I found out a 17-year-old was doing it, I was like, what? I was like, no way. And then we got a little bit into the story, and I was like, no, this is impressive. Because you saw the guys that we were interviewing, Biggs. Everybody was in.
Yes.
Yeah, they all had some time under their belt. This kid is like not even half the age of the average age of the guys that are making putters that we got to meet.
And in Orlando at the PGA Merchandise Show, his booth was just totally rocking all the time. As a matter of fact, we were trying to talk to his dad about get this young man on our show live in Florida.
We couldn't do it. Yeah.
And he was just so busy, but got the business card. Finally, we have him here. Amanda, I don't know if you got a chance to check out T Squared Putters in Orlando, but I'm telling you what, that company is the real deal.
Yep.
So I didn't in Orlando, but I did my homework, boys, and very impressive. I'm really excited to have him on today, and we can chat his ear off. So, and he's a young pup, so we got fresh ones in the seat.
17-year-old Tony Tuber is joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk, and his passion for golf started when he was 6 years old and was introduced to the junior program at Wanaka. I hope I said that, Wanaka Country Club. While he was fascinated with all aspects of the game, one part caught his attention specifically, and that was putting. Tony, welcome into Bigg's Golf Talk, my friend. You hit it the big time.
Yeah, for sure. Just my entire life, I mean, obviously, since I was 6 years old, putting has been everything, and I'm one of the best putters I know. And it wasn't until just a couple of years ago where I really got to put my mind to work in what I don't know. I guess I found what I'm really good at, and that's making putters.
Well, you know, you talk about a 17-year-old here. Let's keep that in mind as we're listening to this young man speak. A 17-year-old working with metal, creating artwork, if you will, because you have many different models of putters. This ain't just one different model of putter, but you created this whole putter line that you have at T Square Putters. Talk about the mindset. When did it all start as a business for you?
Well, so it was 2 years ago. It was almost exactly 2 years ago. It was in the spring, where my dad has a machine shop, and I never knew the capabilities of the CNC machines and the capabilities of the engineers, like what they could make, until one of our family friends, who actually works for my dad, we were talking about, you know, these custom Scotties and Bettinardi and all these custom guys, and I really wanted one, and he said, you know, we can make them. And then that's when it was like all flooded, and I just started drawing designs, everything I could think of. That summer, it was really hard to convince my dad to make one. He just didn't have the time and didn't want to waste the money on it. He didn't see any value in it, considering he doesn't really play golf that much. And it was really, over the winter, I kept pushing it, but it was actually this last summer where he said, fine, you know what, I have some free time, you know, we can do this. And he wanted me to do all my homework, so all this research, you know, how many putters are sold a year, revenue on putters, market share, everything, like all the models, what each one does, all this stuff, which I already knew most of the, you know, toe hang, what everything did, but I didn't know the facts, the cold hard facts behind it. And once I did all the homework, and he showed that I was really, you know, driven to do this, then he was ready to help me make it a business.
What type of putters are these? Are these CNC milled? What type of putters are they?
They're all milled out of a 303 billet block of steel. So it's American-made stainless steel. It's all milled. Nothing's cast. Nothing forged. Everything you see on the putter is made in-house. All the 6061 aircraft aluminum. Everything. The only thing we get out of house is the shaft and the grip.
Now, you do offer customization as well. What Bill talked about earlier was we picked up these putters at the PGA show, and the customization is quite impressive. But there's a story behind T-squared putters about a certain buffalo on the bottom of it, right?
Yeah, so I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I take great pride in living here. I mean, I love the Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Sabres, and I don't know, I just thought it just kind of fit, I guess, a Buffalo logo. And we offer a bunch of customization, and if you can dream it, we can build it.
Well, there you go. So you also offer different, paint fills and stuff like that. If somebody wanted something specific, they can contact you guys and have that done, right?
Yes, for sure. So we got a team of people that my dad is graciously surrounded me with. So when I'm in school, they can, correspond with people over email, over the phone, and get exactly what they want.
Talk about the name T-Squared Putters. What does that relate to with your designs and with the product itself?
So T-Squared is actually one of my nicknames that I've had for a very long time. It was actually given to me by one of my friends' dad. So my name's Tony Tuber, so he kept calling me T-Squared. And when my dad and I were trying to think of a name, or when I was trying to think of a name to call these putters, he's like, why don't you call it T-Squared? And I'm like, I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea. And it just kind of stuck.
How about dexterity? Do you guys offer this in left-handed? Do you guys offer this in right-handed as well?
Yes, we offer it in both left and right-handed. Basically, whatever you can think of. We can make whatever you want. It's all one-off, all made to order. It's whatever. If you can dream it, we can build it. Like literally, like whatever you want.
Hey, Amanda, I'm on their I'm on their gallery right now, and I'm looking at a putter on the bottom. It says "Talk Birdie to Me" in pink.
I love it. That's my kind of style. I love it. I love it. Close your ears, Tony. But no, with that said, I just have to say, to see someone at 17 years old with a great head on their shoulders and obviously a passion for something. Obviously, golf, I'm a little biased, so I love it. But just for a passion to grow a dream and turn it into something, that's very impressive. And coming from someone who has started their own business, I wish you all the best in that regard, because it's not an easy task, but at least it sounds like you have a good support team around you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I definitely couldn't have done it all by myself. My dad has been an incredible help, and the fact that he started his own business, this isn't his first time around the block, so he knows what to do.
Right.
And
that's awesome.
I'm just learning so much from him, and it's incredible. Like, he tells me stories, and it's unbelievable. He's like, I'm not making that mistake again. And he just knows what to do.
Well, I tell you what, Amanda and Bill, I don't know if you had a chance to see the gallery, but the artwork that goes behind us, and even the face, the hosel itself leading down to the putter, can be unique. I mean, Tony, it seems to me, and when I say top 3 putting companies in the country, you certainly could make a putter that is unique and nobody else will ever have to that person, to that golfer or individual.
Yes, for sure. Like, literally your own logo, name, whatever you want, your own design.
Wow.
You could design a logo and send it to us, and we could put it on there. So, and it doesn't cost you a fortune either. I mean, it's not going to cost you $5,000 to put your company logo and your name on it. And I guess that's what I wanted to specialize in, because I thought it was kind of ridiculous how much these guys are charging for custom putters, and it takes 3 to 6 months to get it, which is completely unreasonable. With us, you can get it 2 to 3 weeks.
I was just going to ask that, what the turnaround was at for that. Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks, huh?
Yep. So maybe when we get a little bigger, it'll be, hopefully I can keep it down, but right now it's around 2 to 3 weeks.
That's great. I mean, that is fantastic.
Amanda, you could pick something as little as your alignment aid on your putter. I mean, you could choose your own alignment, and it's
ridiculous.
It's incredible on what T-Squared Putters is doing. And Tony, we certainly wish you guys nothing but the best of luck. And how can people actually follow you guys and get more information? Reminder, guys, a 17-year-old teenager, and he's doing the work himself. His father's just providing support for this kid, but he's working and he's grinding it out himself and making these designs and creating the artwork for this. So we send you much, much respect to you, Tony. But how can people follow you and find out more information about T-Squared Putters?
So we're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're working on building up like big profiles there. You can find us at tsquaredputters.com. That's obviously our website. And we're on Golf WRX. We have some banner ads around there, so you can find us there. There's an article, I don't know if it's still up, it was published in the fall by my golf coach. He's actually a writer for them, and he published an article about us. There's an article that just went up last month on My Golf Spy about this story, and that guy was at the PGA show. So there's definitely a lot of places where you can find us.
You can go to their website as well. tsquaredputters.com is their website. And by the way, if you're interested in a personal design, you can call them at 716-667-9215 to start your customization process today. 716-667-9215 is that telephone number. All right, now we've talked business. Now I want to talk a little personal here, Tony. All right? Now we need to find out some stuff about you, what you like to do for fun. You play golf, obviously, right? Did you play for your high school?
Yeah, I'm playing in high school right now. Our school season's in the fall. It's too bad because where I live it snows so much.
Yeah.
You gotta make the best of it. So school season's only like a month. It's basically September to October. But I definitely try to make the best of it.
Now, what's your average?
My average this past year was 38. I did make states.
Yeah.
That was the first year I did that. Freshman and sophomore year, I didn't do too good, but I was sick of being like mediocre, and I was like, I'm done. So I played like every day during the summer, and I grinded that hard. And then I basically I work on putters in the morning. I go from 7:30 in the morning till like 2:00 in the afternoon, and then I went out to the course and played with my buddies.
Oh, there you go.
Wow, that's so impressive.
That's dedication right there, Amanda.
Yeah, I love it. You don't see it in young guns anymore, and so I love to hear stories about this. That's awesome.
You know what I like about this story here, Amanda? This kid is not a follower, he's a leader.
Amen to that. There are too many followers in the world.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so, the girls that are listening right now, Tony, they want to know, does Tony have a girlfriend?
I do not currently.
There you go, ladies.
Oh, man, the dating website is open.
Hey, just watch out, Tony, if you get too rich, make sure you get that prenup, okay? I'm sure your dad has had that talk with you, right?
Don't make the mistake Biggs did.
But listen, Tony, we wish you guys nothing but the best of luck, and anything we could do to help you along the way. If you got an event that you got coming up or doing something for charity, whatever the case might be, just reach out to Billy, and we'll definitely have you on again. You got a new line coming out. Send that press release out to Billy, and we'll certainly set it up where you guys can come on and talk about it, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Tony Tour, everybody, here on Biggs Golf Talk, 17-year-old entrepreneur. He has T-Squared Putters, and you can visit their website at tsquaredputters.com or give them a call, 716-667-9215, 716-667-9215. Not only a putter that looks good, but a putter that can perform for you on the green. All right, more Biggs Golf Talk coming your way. We'll be right back right after this.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. The universal design with its unique foam insert fits 99% of all putters. It has the same water-retaining ball cleaner and magnetic surface features, so you'll have everything you need to prepare your putt. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it.
Golf Dots is a unique, high-resolution ink transfer to personalize your golf game. Golf balls, golf shoes, and clubs, Golf Dots can personalize it for you. Golf Dots conforms to the USGA rules and doesn't alter the trajectory of your golf ball. Tour proven on all major tours, Golf Dots is designed and made in America. Many styles to choose from that will fit every golfer's personality. New styles are being released on a regular basis, so to order your Golf Dots, visit www.golfdots, that's GOLFDOTZ.com. Golf Dots is also available in many golf shops. The website for Golf Dots is www.golfdots.com. And if you enter promo code BiggJon15, that's BIGGJON 15, you get a discount for your Golf Dots. Or call 847-829-4238. Personalize your golf game today with Golf Dots.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on the Lake County Sports Network, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and on Spotify. Don't forget about your Alexa devices. Before we get to our next guest, something we always have believed in is sharing our wealth amongst our media people. We do it in Orlando with our good friend Fred and also with Brendan Sweeney and Golf Talk America with those guys out there who follow us. That's right. We lead the way, and then they follow us. That's right. We set the trend, and then they follow us over in Orlando. For the last couple of years, wasn't it, Bill?
Yeah, we've done it several times, and, you know me. I've helped every Matt Adams.
Yeah.
That's my boy. I love Matt.
Yep.
We went from our selfies, and, he helped inspire me to be better me, and so, we spread the love anytime we can. That's why when I saw Vikki out there, I was like, you know what? I need to reach out to her. She needs, you know.
And you know what? We need more, and that's one of the reasons why Amanda Robertson's on our show. But we need more female on the golf media side. I mean, you have magazine people, right? You have, Turf Life. She does a great job, but we need more people to be on the air when it comes to females in golf. I mean, that's, I think, what's going to draw female golfers out. And because you're going to
we started this whole year off, 2019. Right. I think we've had a female on almost every single show, and for a fact every time we have them on, they're like the perfect guest. They have their stories where they're like panicking. Oh, I'm not ready, and it just flows. It shows actually in our shows. People are they love it. They're reaching out.
Well, look at all the feedback that we received for Amanda's last week. Amanda's on par with Amanda segment. Well, the comments just flowed in. I mean, people really left lengthy comments too, not just these short 2-sentence comments. So it was.
And we had men and women leaving comments.
That's right.
So we had both sexes out there leaving comments on it. I told you, remember?
And also, hey, Billy, let's not discount the giveaways too. A lot of females are entering our giveaways as well. Hey, how about that?
I saw that. Yeah, I've seen it. I get the tags. I've been watching. I'm like, wow. Last month was one of our big months for entries all over the place. And this month, they're already killing it. Because, I see it all over my feeds. I'm everywhere, and they're everywhere. Reposting and tagging and doing everything that we got some great gifts.
Absolutely.
Prizes. There's some really good ones. And that's just, we have great supporters. We have people that want to be part of our show. It takes a lot of work, but it's worth it. It's work to get out there. And, you put hard work in, you get it back. It's good. We get great guests like our next guest.
Absolutely. Let's introduce our next guest. Her name is Vikki Valentine Vanderpool, the Triple V of LPGA. Vikki has been a PGA professional since 1998 and a golf instructor for almost 20 years. Her passion stems from learning to play the game at an early age. At 17, Vikki qualified for the LPGA Bank of Virginia Classic, another V. She played college golf at the University of South Carolina and was all SEC and all Metro Conference with 15 top 10 finishes. As an amateur, Vikki won the Virginia State Am Championship and competed in, among other events, 2 U.S. Junior Amateurs, 2 U.S. Women's Amateurs, U.S. Women's Amateur Public Links, and the North and South Amateur at Pinehurst. So she knows good golf. She also played on the Futures Professional Tour and posted a career low round of 66. Let's bring her into the program. She's got a lot to talk about, including her new podcast show that she has launched, and we need more female media people on the air. Ladies and gentlemen, Vikki Valentine Vanderpool, the Triple V of the LPGA. Vikki, welcome into Biggs Golf Talk.
Hey, thank you so, guys. Oh, my gosh, thank you for that introduction. I feel like I'm on, like, the first tee at the Masters.
You are.
Ready to tee off.
Our show is the Master List. Yes, we're close.
Yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate it, and I've been following Bill here for a long time, and I think it's great. I see you guys are giving away so many great things on your show. I mean, you've got OGO I saw you're giving away this month, so I know you want to make sure people are posting and reposting for you. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Vikki,
they don't even have to do that. All they got to do is go to the site and enter.
Exactly.
It's simple.
It's all free to enter.
Easy as that.
Yeah.
Vikki, when did you, I mean, at age 17, you qualify for a major event, but at what age did you know golf was your life?
You know, that's a great question. I started, you know, in a different way. I'm sure nobody else probably started the way I did in golf. And it probably was I was probably about 13 or 14 years old or 15, and my parents kind of said at this point, hey, we need you to pick a sport because, you know, we don't have a lot of money to put into all these other sports that you're playing. And so I decided, hey, I'm gonna pick golf. And then it just became one of those things that I gradually fell in love with. I started meeting some people that we played all the time together, and I found out that I was kind of good at it, and I just really loved it. So I would say seriously, probably when I was, you know, the 13, 14 age range, I started really practicing and dedicating myself to just playing.
Now, while you were in Tennessee, you were also the head golf coach for both boys and girls teams at a prestigious college prep school called Brentwood Academy in Brentwood, Tennessee.
Yes.
Balancing that, I mean, not only are you female, but you're a head coach of both boys and girls. The respect from the boys team, I mean, did they respect you as well as the girls did?
Yes, I mean, actually, I started the first 2 years I was the head coach there. We didn't have a girls team; it was just the boys team. And so I started the girls team the last year I was there, which was my third year there. And yeah, because kind of when they started giving me, you know, mouthing off to me and stuff, I just pretty much said, okay, let's bring it on. Let's have let's have some kind of a contest, and
right.
We'll see we'll see what's what, and then, you know, if I do better, then you got to do what I say.
When Vikki blasts a drive 305 yards and this kid comes up and only good at 260, yeah, they better listen to one Vikki Valentine Vanderpool.
The Triple V. That's the other stuff's too long to say, Biggs. Triple V. Sure.
I know.
But you know, I was looking at some of the stuff, and Vikki's been posting like a mad person out there on social media, which is great. I saw when she made her first post about, you know, what she was doing, and I listened to her podcast, so I've gotten a little insight. But what I really enjoy, Biggs, is I want her to tell listeners where she played golf and the circumstances that she learned how to play, because it's interesting, you know. And I asked her behind the scenes some questions, and she answered them. They weren't the answers that I expected, but I think it gives some really good insight of Vikki, where she was at, how she learned the game, and you know, it's different. It's not your everyday story.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, basically, my dad worked for the Department of Defense, and so when I was 7 years old, we got transferred overseas, and we were sent to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. My dad was the fire chief on the naval base there. And if anyone has seen A Few Good Men, the movie, that all happened while I was there. My dad had to testify, and that's basically everything that was filmed on the base. So that's exactly how it was when I grew up. And so I have two older brothers, and I was really upset when we moved there, and so were my brothers. So my dad got us a golf cart, and we took us out on the golf course. Well, there's not really a golf course. I mean, I sent Bill a picture yesterday, but cast Castro cut off the water to the base in 1964, and so there was a desalt plant there that we would use for water. So they weren't allowed to water the golf course, and they only were allowed to water the green, which wasn't really a green; it just the color was green, and then the tee box, which was, about two club lengths of a tee box, and so you would just hit your shot, and because it's coral and dirt, you didn't know where your ball would end up. And then it would just bounce everywhere. You'd have to play different colored golf balls. And so when you would find your ball, you'd actually have to put down, like, you've seen those welcome mats, or AstroTurf now that everybody knows, but you'd actually have to put down a piece of AstroTurf that's glued to a rubber mat, and you'd place your ball on that mat, and then you would hit your next shot. So then again, not knowing where it was going to go, you're hoping for the best. But and at one time, this golf course is called Uterra Golf Course. It actually was one of the best golf courses in the whole country of Cuba. And so it was, difficult. It was pretty hilly, but there was just, it was just such an incredible way to play. And so I didn't know what hazards were. We didn't have bunkers. We didn't have water hazards. You just go find your ball and you would hit it again. I mean, that's just pretty much what you did, and I started just playing a little bit with my brothers, driving the golf cart, and then all of a sudden I just kept playing, and then I was out there all the time, and it was only a mile from our house, and that's how I started playing. And I was thinking that, I guess that's why when I play golf, I don't really have any tension when I play, because you would just hit your shot and you didn't know where it was going to end up. So you just did the best you could off for your swing, or, hoping that you would hit a solid shot, but it didn't really matter because it may not end up in the direction that it's going in, So you would just hit it again. It's crazy.
That sounds like my weekly game on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, the rules were much simpler.
See, what Bill tries to do is he hits his ball in a deep 4-inch rough, but then he lays down his mat like he's hitting off of a fairway, so that way he gets a nice clean hit.
I like that. Hey, that's that. Hey, yeah, great. Listen, that's great golf tips. I love that. Hey, play it where it lies. Yeah. It's lying on this mat right here. Perfect.
Vikki,
yeah, but the only thing is that you couldn't take a divot because
right.
If you took a divot, like you had to wait until the next flight came in that had AstroTurf material. Like it wasn't something that was supplied all the time.
Right. Vikki, let me ask you this: what inspired you to play golf?
That's a great question. I would say, my spending time with my brothers and my dad was really special for me. I have a close family, and I really just thought that, hey, it's something that I can do for myself. I can get as good as I want to. Nobody's pressuring me, and I didn't really know that much about golf because we didn't move back to the States until I was like 13, almost 14. So my dad would just teach me how to Golf Digest, and we would, that's pretty much it. So as far as inspiring me, I mean, Nancy Lopez would be the first person that comes to mind, when I would start to get inspired by her, which I did end up meeting her when I was 17, at that tournament. Yeah. But I just really fell in love with the game. I loved that I could create all these different shots, and it just was just up to me on how I wanted to play, and I could fiddle around with my clubs, and it was just all me. I didn't have to depend on a team.
You have a reputation in the golf business for player development, and you have awards for teaching, including the GRAA 2016 Top 50 Growth of the Game Teaching Professional, 2009 National PGA Junior Golf Leader, and one of the first U.S. Kids Golf Top 50 Master Instructor. These awards and accomplishments must mean a lot from what you just said of how you started and where you started and what you have accomplished up until now. must mean a lot to you personally.
Oh, they do. I mean, I had no idea that I would be going in this direction. All these things that have happened to me, I never thought in a million years, this would happen. And I just, when I got the 2009 award, that award is actually given to the person presented by their peers. So it was the PGA and all my peers, and it was just, I was just couldn't believe it when I got the call from Jim Remy, the president, that I had won. I thought, wow, this is crazy. But all I did was really listen to the customers, what they wanted, and then I created programs for them. And so when I first got to Golf House Tennessee, we had 300 kids in our daily clinics, and I just tried to figure out how we could maximize these kids that wanted to play and what we could do. And, after 5 years, I had over 1,000. And it was just, you do all these things not for awards. You just do it because you love it. And I just couldn't believe that what I was doing and loving ended up leading to these awards. It's very humbling.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about something that you had, a new venture in your life. You have all the success in the golf world and the golf industry, but you started something new. And it's not an easy business to get into, which is the podcasting business. One of the preferred, by the way, of media methods that people are looking to now for advertising and for listening. People love to listen at their own leisure, and podcasts is starting to really take peak over regular broadcast radio. Again, not easy to get into though, and have been fortunate that this is our 14th year being in the media industry for the golf side of it, and having our podcast and everything else on top of being on radio itself, and now having our YouTube channel. By the way, 9,000 hours last month that you guys listened to. We talked about a little bit about it earlier, wow. Bill and I did, but 9,000 hours in 1 month. Our listeners have tuned into our YouTube channel and listened. So again, we talked about it earlier. Thank you. But it's taken so long to grow. So at what point did Triple V say to herself, I want to give this a go. I want to do a podcast. And what inspired you to want to do this podcast?
Well, I've always done radio. And when I was in college, I actually was a sportscaster on our radio at South Carolina. I did all sports, but I did a Sunday night show on golf. I really loved that. And I've done appearances on golf radio, and then working with Golf Channel and being involved with Swing Fix, the online videos. I did thousands and thousands of online videos and did all these things for VIP and Golf Channel. I've always enjoyed just talking to people and talking about my passion. And everyone wanted me to write a book. You should write a book about your development, golf development and this and that. But honestly, I am a terrible writer. I'm really bad. And I just thought, hey, I see these people doing the golf podcast, and I don't know if y'all know, but Carl Polson and I, we grew up together. When we moved back to the States, Carl and I had the same teacher, and we traveled together and went to college together, and we talk on a daily basis. And he does a lot of radio, and I just thought, hey, I can just do a podcast. That would be fun. I would enjoy just talking about and showcasing what other people are doing. And I just kind of started it on my own. I didn't really have any expectations on what it might do, but I just thought I would enjoy it myself, and hopefully other people would enjoy it as well. And maybe that would get people thinking more and more about joining this great game of golf. And as a matter of fact, I've heard back from some people already, and some of my good friends that didn't play golf, they're listening to my podcast, and that just makes me feel great,
Yeah, Yeah, it's amazing how many non-golfers we have listening to our show. They want to hear what Billy and I talk about next and who we bash or whatever the case might be. But it's entertaining. So and that's one of the things that we've learned about this is you can't make the show boring. You know, people will not sit there and listen for a long period of time. So you have to have some kind of entertainment, whether it be a poke at each other or whatever the case might be. Which Billy and I do a lot of that at each other. Is give us
I do all the poking. You do all the faking.
That does make it fun.
It does make it fun. But so the podcast is called Golf Plus Me. How often is this podcast on then?
Well, I've already done a couple of episodes. I've got some episodes in the works, and I'm not sure quite often how I'm going to do it. It's going to be at least once a week, possibly more. It's just a 10 or 15-minute talk, usually on like 3 subjects.
And Vikki, let me tell you, that's how I started off, by the way. I don't know if you've seen my interview on Golf Life TV, but that's how I started off, 10, 15-minute segment. And look at us now, 2 hours.
2 hours, I saw that, right.
And over 10 million listeners listen to us on iHeartRadio.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I that just blows my mind. I mean,
I think they just listen so I can pick on Big. I think that's what they want.
Well, that is interesting, of course.
Yeah, they want to know what's my next
They just want to hear what the Puerto Rican punk has to say.
Yeah,
y'all are in the know.
He's a bully.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody is following your lead, like you said. Golf Talk America. I mean, I'm thinking you're talking about Ned Michaels.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Ned's a great guy, Nashville guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So the Golf Plus Me, it's basically what it is. It's just I'm talking about golf and showcasing lots of different things about golf that's happening right now in the whole world globally. And then it's just a few stories about me. I don't want to talk too much about me, but I know people are interested a little bit in my story and why I'm so passionate about the game. And so I give a little, some little stories here and there on the podcast.
Awesome.
And Biggs,
yes,
just for the thing, I've been listening to her podcast and everything, like I said, and I was like, listen to my second one and see about social media and everything. I wasn't mentioned.
I know.
I wasn't mentioned, sorry. Big. You know what I mean? And if
I've got you down on my next one.
Triple V. When you talk about him on your next one, Triple V, when you talk about him on your next one, make sure you call him that Puerto Rican punk.
Right. I mean, I saw that. I was like, oh, no.
No, that's what I said. Oh, no. That's what I said. I said, oh, no. I said, I got to have her on the show so I could ask her about that. Oh, no.
I know. Isn't that funny? Mentioned. Well, I've been on Michael Breed's show, and I've been on Hank Haney's show, and, of course, I've been on with Carl and Dennis, and and so...
now you have been on the show.
So, right. Yes. Great. That's great. The show. I mean, you have 10 million followers, so it's tough for me to get here. I don't know how many followers and listeners, Dennis and Carl have. It's not 10 million.
Yeah. No. We like them, though. We listen. We're one of their listeners.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We love those guys.
We listen. I love listening to everybody. It gives you a whole different perspective of everything.
Oh, yeah. I just enjoy it.
Minus the fact that you didn't mention me or anything on
the
show.
Stop. Like you don't get enough mentions on other people's shows.
Okay, Puerto Rican pump.
I love you.
You see that?
So you can tell I have 2 older brothers, right?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Hey,
I was gonna give a compliment, Biggs. It's okay. Go ahead.
Vikki, how can people find out more information about your podcast and all about Vikki Valentine Vanderpool?
Well, thanks for that. They can actually, I'm updating my website right now because this is kind of taking off a little bit quicker than I thought. And so my website is golfvv.com.
There you go.
And then my Twitter, which I post pretty much everything to, of course, is my Twitter account, which is V Vanderpool.
There you go. V Vanderpool is her Twitter account, and Vikki Golf is on Instagram. Make sure you hashtag golf plus me when you say something about Vikki Valentine Vanderpool, the Triple V of golf, ladies and gentlemen. And Bill, I know you said you had something nice to say about Triple V. Go ahead.
No, I changed my mind.
I'm going to mention you so much now on social media, I promise.
And they hurt now. I don't know what I'm feeling right now. I think I'm confused.
Well, you know what? Just because she did that and she stood up to the Puerto Rican punk, this week's phrase that pays is Triple V.
Triple V.
Triple V. I love it.
TRIPLEBV.
Yes. Triple V. You got to use the word triple and then V. The letter V.
Yes.
Triple V is the phrase of the week.
Yes.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you having me on, and I'm going to be mentioning you so much on social media now. I promise.
Vikki, don't let him push you around, Vikki. Stand up to him.
No, not me.
All right, coming up next here on Bigg's Golf Talk, it is your Bigg's Product of the Week, sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. We'll be right back right after this. Thanks a lot, Vikki.
Skin Sunscreen is a premium preventative oxybenzone-free lotion formula that protects you from the sun and skin cancer. Skin Sunscreen was formulated specifically for golfers but can be used by anyone that is in the sun. Their SPF 30+ sunscreen contains titanium dioxide, zinc oxide, is very water resistant, and delivers UVA, UVB protection. If you have been looking for a sunscreen that is oil-free, Skin Sunscreen is for you. Use it as a part of your daily hygiene and be protected. Skin Sunscreen shares a personal commitment to preventing skin cancer of every type, uniting their resources in a quest to spare others the pain, cost, and loss associated with this insidious health threat of skin cancer. Skin Sunscreen proudly promotes skin as the optimal wellness preventative in your daily hygiene routine. Skin Sunscreen is a proud supporting partner of the Folds of Honor and the official sunscreen of Bigg's Golf Talk. To purchase online or find a retailer near you, their website is www.skinsunscreen.com.
A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore. It's time for Bigg's Product of the Week, sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by looking for a local qualifier at usgolfchallenge.com. And make sure you enjoy yourself with a Tito's Vodka beverage. Must be 21 years of age to enjoy a great adult beverage. And friends, don't let friends drive drunk. Here with your Bigg's Product of the Week is the one and only Bill, the Golffather Cuebas.
Hey, guys. Bill, the Golffather Cuebas here. I had the pleasure this week to visit, it was a long overdue visit, In the Sand Golf. And when I went out there, because she has a book coming out, so I went to visit Mary Johnson Whitworth. And we wanted to throw it a little differently this time. Normally, I'll just talk about the products and stuff. But we're actually going to have her join us. She's on the line with us now. So this is going to be the first time we're actually going to have the product person with us. So, Mary, I want to welcome you into the show. Thank you for being here with us. And I really want to concentrate on your book and, you know, why you did it. And I want you to explain a little bit of the meaning behind it, because that's special meaning behind it. It's for golfers.
Well, thanks, Bill. Thanks for having me on the show. Yes, I wrote this golf book, and inside of it are my aerial photographs that I took to use the aerial photographs that I use for In the Sand Golf. And In the Sand Golf is a creation of aerial photos of sand traps that are shaped like the alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a chapter of each letter that I shot, and I shot these photos from my airplane. I had a Cessna 210, and I shot aerials of sand traps all over Florida that look like letters, and I created it mostly to do a golf gift for my husband to spell his name. And when I thought about this idea, I thought, well, his name's Bruce, and I think B would be the hardest letter probably to find. Mm-hmm. And I looked out the window, and I'm not kidding. As soon as I had the thought, I looked down, and there was a B. I couldn't believe it, and I thought, well, this is a sign. This must be my mission. I'm going to do this. So a couple of weeks later, I had all of the letters for his name for his Christmas gift, and all two of my friends said, would you do our names? And it's like, okay, I'll see if I can find some more letters. Well, it took me a year and a half to find the entire alphabet in uppercase, and I know, it was like 500 hours later, what I thought was going to be like, a couple more weeks, I'll have all the letters. It took me a while. Q was kind of hard to find. And so once I've got them all done, I started making gifts out of them. I started making people's names and words and framing these prints, putting them on golf mugs, personalizing golf mugs, or just putting golf for the retail stores. And then I decided everybody wanted to see all the letters, so I thought, I'll write a book. So each chapter is devoted to something unique about golf, or my take on it. So chapter A, for instance, it's the archer, not the arrow. So in other words, it's not your clubs that need changing. It's your golf swing. It's you. And I talk about that in the book. I talk about a lot of things in the book that are concern golf, and it's just kind of fun. It's a funny book. It's a coffee table book. It's a big book, and it's supposed to be a joy to read and to laugh at. And so many things that I say in there I've heard on the golf course 100 times, or you think it, but you never say it out loud. And it's just a passion. Golf is a passion. It's my life. I live golf. I breathe golf. I'm not a scratch golfer or anything like that, like my husband and my son, but I love the game, and I go out and play it, and I try to get better, thinking I'm going to be a pro one day. Ha ha.
Don't we all?
I know. Yeah, you get those killer shots, and we're going, I'm on the verge, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a pro tomorrow, and it's like, guess what? Tomorrow, you're back to being that, bogey golfer that you've always been.
I tell myself every weekend, I'm a pro, and I'm a scratch golfer, and all I do is keep scratching my head. That's all I scratch.
Yeah.
I scratch my head like, what the heck did I do?
What happened? Yeah.
They say, keep your head down. Okay. I keep my head down. I don't know where my ball went. Somebody got to find it. See? It's terrible. So we have the B. I'm looking at the B for Billy, but it says bunkers. So because I have the book, I was lucky you
It's where you are all the time.
Yesterday. Huh? Yes.
It's where you are all the time.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, Biggs. That's the peanut gallery over there. But you got Diva divots. We touched on that. I heard you got a pet peeve about divots. Can you touch on that a little bit?
It's like fix them. And, I compare it to the polo match.
Uh-huh.
That they should go.
Well, people don't fix their divots. It's crazy how they don't. But, we had an earlier segment, we were talking about the rules and everything like that. And the people, etiquette, which is also in your book. These are all great, where people like fix your divot. That's good golf etiquette. That's good stuff.
It is. And your book has it's good for the golf course, too.
Yes, it is. And I've read you mentioned your son in here, and about him wanting those $1,300 set of irons. And I'm thinking like, wow, he's 16 years old. He wants $1,300. I don't know too many people that have those clubs. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's a good lesson to learn. So now you get through the book. I see that you reference your husband, Bruce, inside of here. You got M for money, which everybody loves for money. We know that you fly these planes yourself. You do drone shots as well. You've been all around the place working and getting this book. I wanted to find out more about N. No, never, not me, nothing. That was one of the ones that stuck out to me the most. You want to tell us a little bit what the no, never, not me, nothing is about?
Oh, absolutely. It's negative thoughts. So basically, whatever you put in your head comes out in your golf swing. So if you start thinking negative thoughts, that's what's going to happen to that's going to come out in your golf swing. And I try to teach this to my son, who has a psychology golf coach, because his biggest problem is not his swing, it's his attitude. It's what he has in his head. And he'll get angry or aggravated at himself for hitting a poor shot. And instead of overcoming it with positive thinking for the next shot, he's still dwelling on that, negativity of, I messed up that shot, and it shows on his next swing and his next swing and his next swing. And he needs to learn to let go of negative thinking. You have to think positive. Like, if he hits a shot, it's a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. Instead of getting angry, it's like, that was a beautiful shot. You just aimed a little right. All you got to do is aim a little left, and you're good to go. And so think of it positively instead of a negative thing. You were talking about this earlier, Bill, about we always talk about what's wrong with our swing. You're doing this, you're doing that. Think about what's good with your swing. What's good about it? What are you doing right?
Yeah, because that's what I was telling you. We have that positive, but we don't get that when we go out there. Too many people focusing on negative. You did this today, you did this, and then they give you a little tiny bit on allegedly what to fix, and I'll see you next week. And they're discouraged. Nobody wants to see those golf lessons discouraged. You want to go there with thinking that even if it's something small, find something good to say to let them go home with that positive thought. Now,
exactly.
That actually kind of fits into our story today is P for putting, because we have Tony Tuber from T Squared on. So what is the putting aspect in your mind?
Well, it's half the game. It's 36 strokes. So your putting you should be practicing on your putting as much as you're practicing on your irons or your drives or your woods, because it is 36 of your strokes. So the only club that I say you should really worry about, in my opinion, this is all my opinion, worry about getting fitted maybe is your putter, because are you a lag putter? How do you hold the club? How does your eye see it? Which dominant eye do you have? And if you go to a shop, they're going to help you with designing the perfect putter for your stance, for your eye, and you do have to have a routine. And putting is so important. I would say if you got a lesson, go get a putting lesson, because it's just so critical and so important today for my match tomorrow.
Well, and the last letter you told me that you dedicated to my co-host Biggs is the letter S, and it stands for Shanks. That Shanks, that you told me. Remember you were telling me that for my co-host. We were talking earlier Friday afternoon. I was like, "Hey, that's." You're like, "Yeah." You came up with that concept for my co-host. He's Sir Shanks a lot.
Shanks a lot. Yeah. It's like you can't say that word on the golf course because it's like an omen. It's like now you've cursed everybody that's around you. And if I see anybody getting ready to say shank, I'm like, be quiet. Don't say it. Don't tell me what
you know. What happens is that it's infectious, because like when I golf with Biggs and he starts shanking it left, shanking it right, hook this, slice that, I think I'm like in a bread shop, because he's just chopping bread everywhere. And I keep telling it like kind of draws you in, because then you look at it.
Hey, Amanda, you want to become a full-time co-host?
I really like that one.
I think the positioning is opening up.
I can tell you how to get rid of the shanks. I can tell you how to get rid of them. My husband taught me.
Help, Bill. He needs a lot of help.
Here's how you get rid of the shank, Bill. You actually try to pull it. So if you have the shanks, try to pull it. Try to hit a yank. Try to hit it left. Try to pull it. And if you do that, you'll get rid of your shanks.
It's
got the shanks. You need to. If you have the shakes. If you have the shakes.
Now, when's the release of your book coming out? I know it's not released yet, but can you tell us when it's going to be released?
Well, you can actually get it off on my website right now because I have some early copies. You can go to its-golf.com and you can get it there. It's going to be on Amazon. It's actually on Amazon right now, but good luck finding it. And it's also on inthesandgolf.com. So the book is out there. Etsy, I think it's on Etsy now too. My Etsy store, In the Sand Golf. It's out there. You can buy it. And if you buy it, and you can write me a note saying you want it signed, I'll sign it for you. But I have a couple hundred copies I can get out right now, and then the rest are the first edition is basically scarfed up and sold. But I can get a couple hundred copies out there if you guys need.
That is awesome. The book is hard copy. Now, I have it in front of me. I'm actually looking at it and going through. You got some pictures in here that are absolutely gorgeous. I love the back picture and the front picture on the covers. They're amazing pictures. And these are all yours. You're taking these from an airplane, correct? And your drones and all kinds of stuff?
I use my airplane for all the letters, but the front cover was done at TPC Tampa Bay with my cell phone, and the back cover is done with my drone at Hammock Beach Ocean Course number 8.
Wow! So you did that? You did that cover with your phone?
Yeah, the first one's with my phone.
That's good. So we got like a minute and a half here, and though it's one product, it's basically your book. If they go to your site, they can find a lot of products. How can they find more? Because you got cups with your letters that out of the book. Where can they go and what can they find?
Oh yeah, shirts, cups, water bottles, and you can go to my website, its-golf.com. That's abbreviation of In the Sand, ITS. And you can pick up a lot of items there. And I make a lot of things for tournaments. I do a lot of tournament gifts as well. And I'd be happy to fill your order tomorrow. Some of my things aren't in stock. I've got some, I do have some frames, some float frames that you can spell out somebody's name, and they're very inexpensive. By the time you get done, they're less than $50, so you can get some nice gifts.
And for those wonderful folks in Florida, where can they find your store? Because you have a store. They could actually go shopping in that store.
Can they buy my book? Is that what you asked?
No, they can actually go shopping in your store. You have a standalone store.
Oh, yeah, I have a store in Lutz, yes, up on Del Mabry. Yeah, just
give them the address. Where can they find
it? It's 1628 Del Mabry. I'm in Suite 105. I'm behind the gold coin place. And I've got a little store, and I try to stock things that you will not ever find in your pro shop. So I go shopping at the PGA. Yes, I go shopping at the PGA store. Yeah.
Really neat stuff there. And I mean, you had a lot of stuff, women's stuff that I've never seen anywhere. So
you won't find it
really
anywhere.
Nice stuff, and those gifts are amazing. So
thank you.
I want to thank you so much for helping me do my product of the week. I think this book I'm going to be able to see this book everywhere.
Thanks, Bill.
For us, I've enjoyed reading it, and I think
thank you.
Like you said, coffee table, but I think it's. I mean. Even if you're not a golfer, people are going to buy it for those golfers. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The stories behind it are incredible. You did a great job, and I'm glad I got my signed copy, so I'm hoping that our listeners go out and get their signed copy. Thanks.
So much. You made my day.
All right. Thank you, Mary. We appreciate you being on air.
Okay. See ya.
Thank you.
BiGGs Product of the Week has been sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by visiting usgolfchallenge.com for that local qualifier near you. Well, that's another great show here on BiGGs Golf Talk. Amanda, Billy, another great job. I appreciate you guys. And Billy, and Amanda, we had some great guests on today and some great conversation regarding golf.
Yeah, it's always another fun-filled week in the world of golf for controversy.
Yeah. So I look forward to our shows.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of fun, a lot of good things to talk. There's a lot of things that go out in golf, and I'm glad that we have the three of us to discuss, because we all have our own opinion, but there's certain things we agree with, certain things that we're not going to agree with, and that's what's great about it.
And can you guys believe it? In the month of January, or it was February, in the month of February, 9,000 hours of people watching on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Oh, that was just my mom, guys. No.
She's retired.
Mom?
Thank you, Mom.
Hey, Mom, we love you. Those wacky supporters.
That is awesome.
Well, Amanda, what's up for Amanda Robertson this week?
Ooh, this week so I've been having some back issues, getting those squared away, because I have a qualifier coming up on the 18th for the Founders Cup. So I am just trying to get situated with my chiropractic doctor and with, all that fun stuff. And just working on my game, getting that short game dialed in. Maybe I should link up with T Squared.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I can make some putts.
Absolutely. Billy, what's up for the Golf Father this week?
Sunday golfing. I'm putting in Epic into play.
Well, there you go.
I'm really looking forward to hitting that bad boy. See where it takes me. Hopefully it takes me long and on the fairway. But I got that. I'm really looking forward to golf. Other than that, I got a ton of work that I got to get done. So yeah, I'm gonna work, and then I'm gonna golf on Saturday. Not Saturday, but Sunday and possibly Monday.
Absolutely.
That's the rest of my week.
Well, it looks like we are in a thaw here in Wisconsin, so hopefully very, very soon, in the next few weeks, I'm hoping that we can get on the golf course. But, Billy, don't forget, in order to get rid of those shanks, you have to pull it. You have to pretend you're going to pull it, all right?
I'm going to pull it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull it a lot.
I bet you are. I bet you are. Tune in next week here on Bigg's Golf Talk for Amanda Robertson. For Bill the Golffather Cuebas, I'm Bigg Jon Vic. This has been Bigg's Golf Talk. Good golfing out there, and you matter.